Anna, good morning yet again. We are here with the Volvo CEO, Hakan Samuelsson. Mr. Samuelsson, thank you very much for joining us. We have your new XC90 behind us. It looks like it's in a boxing ring. Who's it going to fight?
It's going to fight other premium manufacturers, and we're going to take on the 3 German premium manufacturers. We want to move upwards in the segment, and that's, I think, is the future for our company.
So Volvo is no longer for boring family guys like me that want to keep their kids safe in the back.
I don't think it's boring to keep your kids safe. I think that's one of the maybe future luxury, to show responsibility for environment, show responsibility for your family. I think that could be a premium feature, and that's really what Volvo want to deliver at least.
How much does Volvo have to rebrand? How much do you have to let people know that you are a sexy luxury car company?
I think you have to tell the world that, of course, and it's not just spending more money and more TV ads or so. I think it's important to be really clear in your message. So it starts with a very clear base. What do we want to deliver, and really stick to that message.
Inside, you told me earlier, only 8 buttons. Does this have simple Scandinavian design?
Yeah, Scandinavian design was always simple functionality. So, I mean, for example, we have now a touch screen for the interface to the driver, and meaning we only have 8 conventional buttons left, and that if you compare with other new cars, they might have up to 50. So I think that is something our customers will appreciate.
So you're going after the premium segment. That's in Europe, that's globally. But in Europe, do you see auto sales coming back, or are we just all fighting for market share?
Nah, the market is coming back. We have had some very bad years, but this year the market is growing slightly.
But it's slowing down just a little bit right now.
Yeah, but I think we have a rather good momentum. We are growing in Europe now with close to 9%, and we are growing faster than the 3 premium Germans. So I think we are quite happy with the development in Europe.
When you look at the 3 premiums of the Germans, who's the easiest to pick off? How do you pull into 3rd place?
I think we should not see it that you are going after anybody. I think you are, of course, offering something special. So I think one of the important things is not to copy. So I think you have to offer premiumness, but in the Volvo way. Otherwise, you are making a copy, and nobody wants to buy a copy.
In terms of going for premium markets outside of Europe, what do you see sales like eventually in China?
Sales in China will, in some years, be 200,000 cars. That's in our plan. We are selling this year around 80,000. We are growing with more than 30%. So I think we are good on the way, but a lot of things to do, of course.
And then Russia, how do you see things recovering there?
Not recovering. I mean, it's a very tricky situation, and the market is down about 20%. So that will mean we lose some thousand vehicles this year. And of course, the nervous thing is will this influence the whole development in Europe? That would be the big risk.
And, I mean, do you see that happening? I mean, we've had some soft economic data out of Germany. It seems like things are slowing down.
Yeah, could be, but I don't see if it's really related to Russia. But of course, the market is always nervous, so we are really keeping an eye on that.
One thing you may not need to keep your eye on is if you're driving and the autonomous driving takes over. Tell us about this car, or your Volvo's car's ability to stay on the road with autonomous driving.
Yes, I think that's one of our more important things for the future, and this car has already the first step, a sort of semi-autonomous drive. So in a few situations you can hook on the car in front of you, and that is, of course, then a safety feature, because people are distracted, they look at their mails and so on, and this car will then be more forgiving. So I think it's an important step for comfort and safety.
What do regulators, whether in Europe or China or the United States, need to do to make autonomous driving eventually a reality? Is this really in the government's hands?
Yeah, of course, there is a lot of things about responsibility, and so that has to be sorted out. But we are running now a field test in Sweden with we will have 100 cars in traffic in 2017, and that we do together with the authorities exactly to have these aspects covered, because I think they will be as important as technology.
Just going back to China real quick, when you talk about growth there, how much of an advantage are you, or is it a disadvantage, given that your parent company, you're owned by a Chinese company?
To be honest, I don't think we have an advantage on the market. I mean, the Chinese companies really fancy premium imported cars. So, but we have a huge help from Geely, of course, in the build-up of our factories and all of the improvements that we need. So, I mean, we would never have established our industrial footprint so fast in China without the support of Geely.
When you look at what's happening in China right now, especially protests in Hong Kong, do you see that slowing the luxury market in China, in the Asian market?
Not really. I think our forecast is that this will continue. But it will not continue maybe with the growth rates that we have seen in the two last years.
Okay, so maybe a little bit slower growth rate in China. You're concerned about Russia, and we are affirmatively saying that that is no longer a boring, but actually that the new cool is to take care of your family, and that's the Volvo behind us. Back to you guys.